Have like a generation of northerners that are now going through their own natural synthesis and having that dialogue with culture, with tradition, like, is this what we want, or is it fully representative of us, or are we going to make a new one? And some of them are making new ones and they are reflecting this in their work. The dialogue is very robust, the culture is shifting really rapidly, so you want to of course protect culture, but you also want to let it evolve into what fits the needs of the people. So I think it's really interesting to capture this in this exhibition.
I'm sure for the old guards, they'll be so proud of the younger northerners right now.
Oh yes, because they've really held the fort down. Now we have social media, unlike before. A lot of them sort of worked in silos, in isolation almost from the traditional artistic hemisphere. It still happens, but I think for them, I can imagine how much worse it was when you constantly have people just not even giving your art the full chance it deserves. They remember you when they want to do a Nigerian exhibition and they're like, oh, I know that guy in Zaria. But what has the guy in Zaria been saying? And I think it's also great because a lot of them have their works in dialogue with their students, and they've really, really, really done the work. And it's, I mean, all respect to them, really, because they've done the hard work for us, and it's just to honor their legacy and, yeah.
Thank you very much, Aisha. Of course, you just listened to Aisha Bima. She is the curator of AREWA. And honestly, this AREWA would be from what part of the northern area? North central, northeast, or northwest?
All of the north. So the term Ariwa itself means north. It is what we use in Hausa to refer to the northern Nigeria. And it was interesting to bring all of northern Nigeria into dialogue because it's not monolithic. Here, with the selection of the artists, there are so many ethnicities present. And even some Yoruba artists that are not indigenous to, let's say, Kaduna, but have lived in Kaduna since 1981. And that was one of the things that I wanted to highlight, that there's a culture in the north where when you've lived there for long enough, you become a part of the culture. It's very welcoming, it's very accepting. And especially artists that have done the work that is representative of us. It's not just an ethnic silo, it's more a where have you lived, what have you done, what culture do you speak to? And I think it's important to talk about things like that now in the Nigeria that we are in, because we have a young generation coming up that have lived in places and suddenly they cannot have a say about what goes on in those places that they consider their home. So I think it's sort of important for me to have that.
Awesome.